As my mother, whose voice you heard earlier, I'm her daughter, and I grew up knowing Nanny B since I was about 7 or 6, 5. When we went to the Science of Mind church, that was our first church growing up in College Park, right around the corner, and we just knew Betty and Paul from going there, and growing up, I was babysat by her, and not only that, I wouldn't just go over to her house. We'd go out, we'd go to Fun Spot, we'd go on all sorts of adventures, and it was always just a magical time with Betty, no matter what we did. Even if we went to the house, we'd go out by the little creek that runs behind the apartments and just have little adventures. We'd make something out of nothing. Like, there were these pebbles in the river, and I would collect them, and I remember going, these are my magical pebbles from Nanny B's house, and just like, and that I always just cherish all those moments, and just going with her and just seeing her through the years, and her watching me grow up and just telling me how proud she was of me. And I just think she had a heck of a life, and I just want to hear more of those stories by all of you that knew her more and traveled with her, and I just think that's incredible. And she always was my sunshine, and she always made me think of that song that goes, "You are my sunshine, my only sunshine. You make me happy when skies are gray. You'll never know, dear, how much I love you. But please don't take my sunshine away." And I always she just melts my heart, and I just always keep that with me, because I know that she's with me, and she's always with each and every one of you. And yeah, I love her just as much as all of you too, and keep those stories flowing. I want to hear more of them.
My name is Trish, and I met Lori and Donnie Butner when I first moved here from Canada in 1983. So Lori and I were inseparable. We were best friends for forever, and we got in a lot of trouble together. So this was back when we were, 21. And then Donnie was my roommate for a while. But I would go to Betty's house, and she just loved me like one of her own. But she treated me like a mother, and I moved away 20 years ago to Fort Myers, where my parents resided. And so past 33 years, I've stayed in contact, and I'm basically like one of her daughters. So I'm going to miss her dearly.
I can well, actually talk about when I first met Betty, Lori, and Donnie, actually. And I met them when they moved into the guest house. And me and Donnie kicked it off pretty good, hanging out and swimming in the lakes all the time. And
That's my sister, y'all.
Yeah, I'm Donnie's.
My big sister.
He's my baby brother. My daughters were here. What did he say?
She works for Blackwater.
Yeah. Anyway, my daughters were here. Where's Donna? Did she step out? Yeah. When Mama passed. It was Tiffany, my oldest daughter's birthday, the day before. And Mama wanted liver pudding so bad. She kept, I want niece's liver pudding. They don't sell it down here. So my oldest daughter, rushing to the airport, stopped at Food Lion and bought a pound of liver pudding, and they let her bring it on the flight. And my mother was eating liver pudding at 1 o'clock in the morning and just devouring it. And of course, Tiffany's like, "Don't you want me to fry this up or something?" And she's like, "No, just slice it and bring it over here." That's what she wanted. But my daughter Kendra has a very soft spot in her heart for Nanny B, and Nanny B did Kendra also. So because they couldn't be here at this celebration, Kendra wrote something. I'm going to read it if I can get through it. It says, "Remembering Nanny B. No one else on earth loves you as much as I do. She would say to me, I will forever believe that. My Nanny B, built me up and made me a stronger person. She loved life no matter what it was or what I was going through. She always had the right words for me to hear. Nanny B accomplished so many of her goals and did what she set out to do. She loved people. Nanny B never judged. My Nanny B got me through my darkest times and made sure I was educated and cared for. Shape up or ship out, she would say if I got out of line, which I was a lot. I'm not going to go into detail as to what my Nanny B did for me. She fought for me no matter what I did or how many times I disappointed her. My Nanny B never gave up on me. These past few years, I would remind Nanny B that I am who I am because of her and apologize for ever disappointing her. She would always tell me how proud she was of me and my children. Nanny B would call and remind me of things that I had overcome and what a great person I am. She would remind me to make sure I do one thing every day just to make me happy. I want to be just like Nanny B. I will live my life with her in my heart always. I will carry and share the love and knowledge that she gave me. She touched so many lives. I will miss her more than anything. I will forever be Peppermint Fatty, Nanny B's baby.
Y'all probably don't know me. My name is Leslie, and I'm actually Paul's relative, her niece, kind of on the side, his niece on the side. And Betty and I met, and actually, Paul, we met at the same time, 16 years ago. I'm from Virginia, and Betty and I became fast friends because she and I have a lot of things in common. I also work for an airline, and so we did the same job from the time we started with the airline until my job now is the same job that she did when she worked for Piedmont Air and US Air. And so I'm actually sitting here and listening to all you speak, and I can now put a face with every story that she told me. Because she told me so many stories about all her friends and the trip to Europe I heard all about. And so, you know, just like you all say, she just takes you right into her life, and she called me her friend, and that touched me deeply because, you know, I called her my aunt. She called me her friend, and I thought that was so wonderful. And although I live far away, whenever I came from Virginia down here to work, I always tried to stop by. And we'd spend hours just sitting and talking and hearing all her stories, and she'd want to hear about my family. And she was just that wonderful person, just like you all say, that she's a grandma to everyone, and she's a friend to everyone. So I just wanted to share how special she was to me in my life. And,
she was just a special person, and the spirit that she had was contagious. And I'm sorry to say goodbye to her, but she was fabulous.
Thank you.
But I want to tell a funny story about my trip to Europe with Betty. I graduated from high school, and my best friend lived in Madrid. So Betty, as my senior graduation present, she flew me over to Europe. We spent 3 days in Paris when she knew I was going to Spain, and she took me to this little boutique, and she got me this skirt that maybe covered my butt and a little crop top. And she's like, "Missy, you look so cute in it, but don't you tell your mother that I bought that for you." So, needless to say, she got me on the train to from Paris to Madrid, but we were racing to get there. She forgot to get my passport stamped. She left me on the train at 18 years old by myself. My friend was going to meet me in Madrid. Well, I don't know where we were in Europe, but they almost kicked me off the train because my passport wasn't stamped. But they felt sorry for me. I didn't speak the language. But it was just, I always told her that story, and she's like, "But what are you talking about? I know we stamped your passport." I said, "No, you didn't, and you almost left me stranded in Europe." But I will miss her dearly. She was my aunt. My mom didn't have any sisters, so she was our aunt. And I love you, Donnie. are you? Jody, all of you guys, Lori, y'all are family to us. And I enjoy watching your girls grow up on Facebook, over, media. But I was so lucky I got to say goodbye to her. It was the longest car ride. My daughter is a swimmer, and we were in Fort Pierce. And my mom said, "You need to get up here if you want to see her." And I drove literally from Fort Pierce here, and I got to say goodbye. And I think at that point, that was the day before she passed. But I just looked at her and I said, "Betty, I'm your favorite. I'm your favorite." But I just thank you for letting us be a part of your life and letting us be here. And we'll miss you. I know she did. But thank you.
The grandchildren were not able to attend, unfortunately. There were 11 grandchildren. There's 1 boy and 10 girls, and they're all out working. They're that age where they're all tied up and working in other places. 2 of them prepared videos, but they're quite long. So Becky, I need advice on what we should do about that. We're going to put some of that up on the website.
And Betty was so focused on social justice issues and for peace. So this is for you, Betty.